Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Xavier Daniel, and I just wanted to put my basketball cap on. We got to talk about the 76ers, the things that's going wrong with them, the things that's going right with them, because this series should be over, but we see a lot of coaching adjustments that should be made that I don't think is being made. The only reason I think these coaching adjustments have been made a little bit is because Doc is getting bullied into taking Ben Simmons out of the game. Do I think it's the right move? Yes. That hacker Ben is completely destroying the 76ers, and you just can't afford to have a guy like that who's out there who's a liability. He's giving you a triple single. You thought Draymond was bad with the triple singles. We got to look at Ben Simmons. All right, and one of the coaching adjustments I thought, which I feel should have been implemented, was taking Embiid out for the third quarter. And some people are like, what, taking Embiid out? That's one of the best options they have. All right, well, look at this. We see Embiid is always tired when it comes down to that fourth quarter, and that's what the Hawks are banking on. Embiid to be tired when that time comes around, and that's when they attack. But if we got a fresh Embiid out there during the fourth quarter, we got him on the sideline riding the bikes. I know that's hard to imagine because he don't look like he would even bother to jump on a bike. But we got to think about it like that. We put him out. You put Ben Simmons in the third, right? Ben Simmons is in the third, obviously. He starts there. But what happens with having him in during that third quarter is you allow it to be the Ben Simmons show. And yes, right now he's been underwhelming, but some players just need that coach who believes in them, and they allow for you to run some plays, run some things that you probably wanted that the defense just isn't ready for. Once you have it as the Ben show, you have another guy who you're paying, not just playing, but who you're paying a superstar salary to, an all-star salary to, in Tobias Harris. And we're going to get into him in a second. But you have a guy like him that you could use some offense through. You have Seth Curry. I was about to say Steph. But you have Seth Curry, a guy who could put up numbers, and you've seen it in some of these games, and during the season he put up numbers. I always say it, if you squint hard enough, bro, you would really, you like, hold on. Is that Steph out there? You know how the Morris brothers, you'd be like, yo, did they switch during some time? You would, yeah. You could think about that with Seth, he'd be putting up shots. He's one of the most efficient players in the NBA when it comes to shooting. So what I would sit here and think, I'm thinking like, yo, look, let's have it the Embiid, Tobias, Seth show, and let Embiid get ready for that fourth quarter dominance. We're going to start him in the third, yes, so he could get his little 2-3 minutes in. Sit him on the bench and let the rest of the quarter belong to these guys. And now we spoke about the third quarter because there's a lot of second half struggle. So we spoke about the third quarter. This one right here, the fourth quarter, is where you make your money. And when we look at the NBA today, we know there's certain things you need on the court as far as players to be a truly successful team. And how I always break it down is you need a floor general, somebody who's going to be that passer, who's going to get people in their spots, who you could run the offense around 1 through 3 from that first quarter to that third quarter. Even, he's still in there in the fourth quarter and he could keep the flow going. That's what you need, a floor general, somebody who does that for your offense. Now, also, you need a one-on-one star Somebody with a great skill set who could score on every level of the floor, who could take damn near any matchup and abuse them. You need that. That's one of your closers. This is the person you get the ball at the end, and you're like, look, we're down 2, or we're down 1, and I just need you to put a shot up, and that shot's gonna go. That's what you need. All right. And then the other two are defenders. You need an on-ball defender, and you need a versatile defender, someone who could guard everybody damn near 1 through 5 type of thing. You know, somebody who could. In this day and age with the small ball basketball, you need a versatile defender. And then the last one, now we moving all the way down. This is kind of like the 5th person. You know, you would think of like the big, your defensive anchor. You want one of those, but me, I like to have more of another versatile defender, because we saw what happened to Rudy Gobert in the Clippers series. He was virtually taken off the floor. He was on the floor, but he was taken off the floor. Everything that you thought about Gobert and the Utah Jazz defense, funnel everybody to Gobert, and then we just going to live with the results of them going to the paint or them shooting inefficient mid-ranges, what they call it. Well, guess what? You got a guy who shoots an efficient mid-range, and then people who are playing small. So guess what? The person that he normally would be guarding, who would be damn near on the block or on the paint, because you know offenses these days, I don't know, they're not crafted well. There's not many things you're going to be doing with a big, but putting him on the block and let him sit there. So what's happening is Gobert has the chance to be down in that paint. But guess what? When the Clippers came out with that small ball, now you have Batum at the center spot. You have Morris at the center spot. Whoever, you know, they have at the time. Those are the centers. Guess what? These defensive anchors, these paint protectors, these rim protectors, if you're not a 3 and D type of center, we don't need you. You need a Miles Turner or something like that. You even need a twinkle toes like Baines. At least he's gonna shoot a 3, and then he'll at least be down there in the right spots on defense to get dunked on. So that's how I feel about it. But those are the 5 things you need. And the thing about it, the 76ers, they have all of those. And when it comes down, I think they have all of those, and their problem is it's their problem, and then it's not. But they need Tobias Harris to be that one-on-one person that he has the skill sets, he has the length, he has everything you need for it. It's just literally he's missing, and that's the thing that sucks the most. He's missing that mentality in his head to take over the game. He doesn't have that. We know we have Joel Embiid for that. That's what we use him for. But you got to understand, when it comes down to one of these one-on-one closers, somebody who's going to end the game, especially in this day and age basketball, it's the wing players. These are the people who's going to sit there and who can attack post game, who can get the little, who could get in the pick and roll, do things like that. These are the players that's really running the league. It's the wings. So what you need to do is, even if it's Doc, where you got to sometimes just put him in there and let him have that game where he's not behind Embiid or behind Ben Simmons, or even that in the case behind Steph Curry. You got to understand, you're paying a guy so much money for him to be like a 4th option. So I think that's where the Sixers are going wrong. They have defined roles, but it's all behind Joel Embiid, and the problem with that is Joel Embiid is an injury magnet. So we have to factor in the other guys and it's always just how basketball is. Have them ready to play, to take the next step, next man up type of thing. And we know Joel Embiid is going to be hurt at some point. So we should have them ready for that. We should already have their games and have them where they're wearing the S on their chest and they feel like they're Superman. Not to the point where they're taking away from Embiid and Embiid feel like a crybaby where like, oh, he wanted to take every shot. No, 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 no. We want them. The thing is, you want your guys to be submissive and aggressive at the same time. They gotta understand that, all right, cool, this is your team, Embiid. But when it's my time to shine, you better give me the motherfucking ball. So that's why I think Sixers is going wrong, man. They need that third quarter to be Ben Simmons, and that fourth quarter to be Embiid and Tobias Harris. You know, Ben Simmons, you gotta run. I mean, they get Embiid to run a lot of things with Seth, but you and Seth gotta have like a chemistry where y'all can get some shots up. You know, well, not Embiid shoot, but you know, you get some open shots for Seth, where y'all running them off some screens and things like that. Then you just gotta have Embiid and Tobias Harris be them closers, man. That's what you really need. So that's just my thoughts about how the Sixers is playing and how I feel they should really move. And so how the coaches should be. That's their culture. They need to get that right.